Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that many men face, especially those in the 30 to 60 age range: erectile dysfunction, also known as ED. Guys, have you ever felt like there's an invisible weight pressing down on your love life? An unspoken anxiety, a silent frustration that you sometimes don't dare to share with anyone? If the answer is yes, then you are absolutely not alone. We're talking about an issue that perhaps many men in their prime, those aged 30 to 60, are facing in silence: erectile dysfunction, also known as ED. It might sound distant, but the reality, according to alarming statistics, is that at least 1 in 6 men in this age group has experienced or is currently experiencing this condition. That's not just a dry statistic. It's the story of millions of men, maybe you, maybe me, or maybe the guy sitting right next to you. What's even more concerning is that there's a web of dangerous myths surrounding ED. Rumors, misinformation spreading online, even unfounded word-of-mouth experiences. All of this is silently eroding confidence, sowing fear, and preventing guys from seeking real help. Today, we're going to tear apart 5 of the most damaging myths about erectile dysfunction. This isn't just dry medical information, it's a survival guide to help you see the truth clearly, liberate yourselves from unnecessary psychological burdens, and most importantly, open the door to a healthier and more fulfilling sex life. Join me as we delve deep into each myth, so we can shatter them once and for all. Are you ready, guys? Let's get started right now. ED is a much more common problem than you might think. Statistics show that up to 16% of men in the 40 to 60 age group in the US experience this condition. That's not a small number at all. However, there are many myths surrounding ED that make guys feel worried, ashamed, and sometimes even delay seeking help. In this video, we will together debunk 5 of the most common myths about erectile dysfunction. My goal is to help you understand this issue better, clear up any unnecessary misunderstandings, and most importantly, know that ED is completely treatable. Now, let's start with the first myth. Myth number 1: erectile dysfunction only happens to older men. This is a very common misconception. While the rate of ED tends to increase with age, it can absolutely happen at any age, including younger men in their 30s and 40s. One study showed that up to 30% of men under 40 also experience this condition. Imagine a 35-year-old man facing significant pressure from work, stress in his family life, or having unhealthy habits like smoking or drinking heavily. All of these factors can contribute to ED, regardless of his age. Sometimes, even younger men can experience ED due to performance anxiety. So, if you're in the 30 to 60 age range and are experiencing erectile problems, don't think you're too young to have it. The important thing is to recognize the issue and seek solutions. Next, we'll move on to the second myth: erectile dysfunction is always a sign of a serious medical condition. It's true that ED can be a warning sign of some underlying medical conditions like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. In fact, some research even suggests that ED can predict heart attacks. However, ED doesn't always equate to a dangerous illness. A man might experience ED due to temporary stress at work, worry about a personal issue, side effects from a new medication, or even from drinking too much alcohol the night before. In these cases, ED might just be a temporary issue and will disappear once the underlying factors are resolved. The important thing is not to self-diagnose. If you frequently experience erectile problems, see a doctor to determine the exact cause and get appropriate treatment. Let's explore the third myth together. Myth number 3: erectile dysfunction means you're no longer attractive or you no longer love your partner. This is a myth that causes a lot of hurt for both the man and his partner. The ability to get an erection is a complex physiological process involving many factors such as blood flow, the nervous system, hormones, and even psychology. It doesn't fully reflect your feelings or your attraction to your partner. A man might still love and desire his partner, but have difficulty getting an erection due to fatigue, stress, or simply an off day. This doesn't mean his feelings have changed. On the contrary, Blaming oneself or the partner can create more pressure and worsen the problem. Open and understanding communication with your partner is extremely important in this situation. Remember that ED is a health issue, not a betrayal of affection. Let's continue with the fourth myth. Myth number 4. Erectile dysfunction is an incurable problem and you have to live with it. Absolutely not true. Today, there are many effective treatments for erectile dysfunction. Depending on the cause of ED, doctors can recommend different treatment options. It could be simple lifestyle changes like regular exercise, a healthy diet, weight loss, quitting smoking, and limiting alcohol. Or it could involve prescription medications, testosterone hormone therapy, if needed, erection-assisting devices, or even surgery in severe cases. Many men have regained their confidence and a fulfilling sex life thanks to these treatments. Don't despair. See a doctor for advice and choose the treatment method that's best for you. Finally, we'll get to the fifth myth. Myth number 5. Talking about erectile dysfunction is shameful and should be avoided at all costs. This, my friends, is perhaps the most insidious and damaging myth of them all. It's the invisible wall that keeps so many men trapped in silence and prevents them from seeking the very help that could transform their lives. This feeling of shame, this fear of judgment, it's a heavy burden that many carry alone, and it's completely unwarranted. Think about it. Our society often conditions men to be strong, stoic, and always in control. To admit to a vulnerability, especially one related to sexual performance, can feel like a direct challenge to that ingrained masculine ideal. This pressure can lead to a deep sense of inadequacy and a reluctance to discuss what's happening, even with their closest partners or medical professionals. But let's be absolutely clear, experiencing erectile dysfunction is not a sign of weakness, a moral failing, or something to be ashamed of. It's a medical condition, plain and simple, just like high blood pressure or a bad back. And just like those conditions, it often has underlying causes that can be identified and treated. Consider this: millions of men around the globe, from all walks of life, experience ED. We're talking about fathers, brothers, husbands, friends, colleagues, everyday guys facing a common health issue. By staying silent, we not only deny ourselves the possibility of improvement, but also contribute to the very stigma that keeps others suffering in isolation. Imagine the impact if we change this narrative. What if we created a culture where men felt comfortable discussing their sexual health openly and honestly, just like they would discuss any other health concern? Think of the relief, the support, the solutions that could be found. Here's a real-life scenario. A man in his late 40s had been struggling with ED for over a year. He felt his confidence plummeting, his relationship with his wife was strained, and he was terrified of intimacy. The shame was so overwhelming that he couldn't even bring himself to talk to his doctor. It wasn't until his wife, noticing his distress, gently encouraged him to seek help that he finally made an appointment. To his surprise, his doctor was understanding and informative, and together they developed a treatment plan that significantly improved his condition and revitalized his relationship. His biggest regret? Not speaking up sooner because of unnecessary shame. So, if you're watching this and this myth resonates with you, please hear me: you are not alone, and there is absolutely no shame in seeking help. Talking about it is the first courageous step towards finding solutions and reclaiming your well-being. Let's break down this wall of silence together. It takes courage to be vulnerable, but in doing so, you empower yourself and potentially others. Let's start having these conversations openly and honestly. So, together we've unmasked 5 damaging myths about erectile dysfunction. Hopefully, after this video, you have a clearer, more confident perspective, and most importantly, you've shed any unnecessary psychological burdens. Remember, sexual health is an indispensable part of life and can absolutely be improved. If this information was truly helpful and gave you some aha moments, please don't hesitate to boldly spread it to other men out there who are silently battling similar misconceptions. Your single share could be a guiding light, helping them find the truth and the motivation to change. And to not miss out on other, mental medicine, and valuable knowledge about men's health, from sensitive issues to healthy living tips, please hit hard that subscribe button right below. Every subscription from you is a huge source of motivation for me to continue bringing you quality and trustworthy content. Additionally, don't forget to drop a heart like on this video if it resonated with you, if it provided real value. Your support is the energy boost that helps this video reach more people in the community. We are a community, a place where men can share, learn, and support each other openly and without judgment. Let's work together to build an environment where men's health is properly cared for. Thank you for spending your valuable time watching this video. Remember, every problem has a solution, and there's no shame in seeking help. Wishing you all good health, confidence, and a fulfilling life.